feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, presented to you by Radical Truth to Power. Thank you all for coming in tonight. I appreciate this. I appreciate Anna Hart. And on tonight's show, you can see that we will be doing, at least for the final one of the year, Am I the Devil? Reddit stories. Basically, a synopsis of it is basically stories across all Reddit platforms. So it's not just Am I the A-hole, but it's Am I the A-hole relationship, just all of them that are so terrible, so bad, so disgusting that they have been voted down, and at some point they got erased, but somebody on Reddit saved it and made that brand new platform, Am I the Devil? We did one before. It was really fun. We got 5 videos tonight. We're back from hiatus. So I decided to see if we're going to just start from the easiest to grade to the hardest to grade. And it's all my opinion. I may be wrong on 1 or 2 of them, but in my opinion, the easiest to the hardest. We also have a semi-full second hour with a Am I the A-hole, a positive story of the week, which is also remembering the past. A Mafia video of the week was just funny to me. I'm sorry. I cracked up so hard on it. And of course, Foxy's video of the week. Also, keep in mind, for at least me and Anna, this is going to be a busy week. So me and Anna and Mama Hart will be back this Tuesday coming. I felt so bad, like really, really bad, that the election also
Mhm.
landed on Mama Hart's birthday, that I just decided, I'm not going to have her sit around and do nothing but look at the election. So for the first time ever, literally the first time ever, I'm doing an election show to also celebrate Mama Hart's birthday.
Right on.
Do not expect this to happen in 4 years, because I'm a hope that it don't happen again, because I do not like doing election.
Every
shows.
7 years.
What is it?
Every 7 years. It's when it falls on a Tuesday.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
give me a break in 7 years then. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, Fizz, how's everything going?
Everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. I don't really have anything new to report.
You neither. Anna?
Oh, just today was a very slow day for me. Wasn't well earlier, so it'll be. I'll be a little bit slow tonight, but you got used to that.
That's a better way of putting it. Today was really slow. Like, nothing stood out. No drama. Not like I was looking for it anyway, but it was a Saturday. So,
Mama Heart says new moon.
oh, is that what it was? Well, the new
There-
moon
there's-
was.
There's a lot of energy that either gets sucked on the full or the new. Yep.
I just kept myself busy. Foxy was gone all day today for a very good reason. So I just kept myself busy, but I had nothing. Anyway, and since we don't have nothing, let's get this party started. I'm sorry, I just have to fix this every time. I have to put Anna in the middle. It just doesn't make.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't even know why
Understand
it bothers me so. I don't know why. It just does. Damn. I don't know why. Let's see who's already out there. Foxy's in the house. Hello, everyone. She is sitting right over there waiting for the show. So anyway, as I said, we are going to go with Am I the Devil? There's no use even guessing, am I or am I not? The point is they are. But since we are coming back, and since me and Anna has to reserve as much energy as we possibly can for next week, we're going to start off with an easy one that we can ease through it, all the way to the hardest one. And it is just my opinion. I don't even think it's a right or wrong thing. All these people are terrible. But the easier one is like, bruh, come on. We know why. All the way to the last one, which is more of a why? Why are you like that? So that's how I judged it. And like I said, I could be wrong, but oh well, who cares? So let's go ahead and get into the first one. Getting my daughter back.
I'm a 47-year-old woman. How can I reestablish contact with my 30-year-old daughter? I had my daughter at a young age. In the beginning, we were extremely close, like any mother and child should be, but we were closer than that. Things changed when I got married. My husband didn't treat her the best, and he didn't want to be a stepfather. We ended up having our own kids, and things got so bad that she was eventually taken in by her friend's parents, and they became her legal guardian. The biological dad wasn't interested in taking her. We slowly fell out of contact with her. I got updates from my mom, who's still heavily involved in my daughter's life. My daughter has finished medical school and residency. She's married, and her husband is also very successful. I am so proud of the woman that my daughter became. It absolutely needs to be said that I was completely wrong to defend my husband's disgusting behavior. We've grown, but both understand that we can't change the past. It's been long overdue that we establish a relationship with my daughter.
No, it's not. I mean, okay. Sorry. That just it makes me angry when parents check out and then decide, oh, it's time to restart that without thinking, what this will do to everyone else. Now, some contact, if they are really sincere, should be made, and it should be up to the daughter. It doesn't matter what I think. My protective hackles came up right away. I think there's a lot not being said there. How was he mistreating her so bad that she felt she had to move away? That she could not flourish? And she did not have your protection. If there's one thing that's so important for a kid, it's stability. And you didn't give that. You didn't. Now, should you be able to make up for the past? Sure. But this is something that you might have to accept. Might never happen. If it does happen, it will happen slowly. You do not get to step right back into being mom. And that's kind of the feeling that I got from that. So I hope the daughter's doing okay.
Yes.
Not a lot that I can really add to that. I would just say, I don't really. I have a problem with bad parents. I don't care how. Generally speaking, I don't care how young you were when you became a parent. But
Yeah.
I don't know. On one hand, I want to be like, yo, you were such a bad parent that your daughter had to feel better protected and cared for at a friend's house than with you or even her father or her grandparents, right? Now, that's like my knee-jerk reaction. But if I really look at it, it's not fair to really look at the grandparents because the daughter might just had a really, really good connection with her best friend's parents.
Right.
And it just worked, right? So that's cool. And it's easy to be like, what kind of a mother would just choose her man over her children when the children aren't even the problem? All right, it's different when your child's like, robbing stores and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You might have to choose your husband over your kid if they're that self-destructive. But it doesn't sound like that's the scenario here. You just chose your husband. You chose this image of being married. But even then, I'm like, I think that's fair criticism for the mom here, but it shines brighter because it's the mom. Because throughout all of this, the dad's not involved, and they know who the dad is because the dad was like, I can't take her. So never forget that there's two parents that dropped the ball here, three if you count the stepfather. Uh,
But there aren't three trying to come back into her life, to our knowledge.
yeah, I mean, but I don't factor that at all because you know you love your family even when you screw up or they screw up, and you might decide you want to reconnect. It don't mean you can, you know. So it's actually a mark in the mom's favor that she wants to
Yeah.
reconnect. It doesn't matter that it's been a long time or any of that. All that stuff is already baked in, you know. So
Mhm.
you rather that the mom never try to reconnect, you know. So it's like it's one of those that one's a little different for me, but it's all going to be up to the daughter because the daughter's the one who was on the receiving end of what adults dealt her. Um, so yeah, the daughter's an adult now, but it's going to be her. It's going to be her call, if, how, and when. So that's pretty much what I would say.
My uncle is approaching 80 and he still is. He will go back to an emotional and almost physical age of the time when the abuse started. It is really, and if you do not do your work to get over it, it can gratefully, greatly affect your life.
Yeah, I agree because I think that if you're dealing with significant trauma, and it's up to the individual what that trauma is, right? Because for some
Mhm.
people, they can shrug it off, and for other people, you be like, that's real minor or whatever. But for that person at the time that they encountered what it was, it marked them, right? So I've heard it said, I don't know how accurate it is, but they say that, your memories kind of start from the first time you have your first real challenge, right? So, like a lot of kids, like for example, my childhood memories, I don't like remember much of anything before I was like 7 years old because by then I was
Yeah.
I was straight up, I'm a kid, right? So I'm like developing my own experiences, and because I had a wonderful childhood, I had an amazing childhood, but I've known people who had some real horrible stuff or even just really difficult stuff, or living conditions, and their memories start when they're 2 or 4, right? So it's like, when is your brain jogged to have to start processing? I guess that's a way to put it. When your brain is forced to start processing, your memories really start to get crystallized. And then I personally believe this, that when you encounter one of your more serious traumas, especially your first real trauma, that is the emotional toolkit you will have unless you have professional assistance, building out your toolkit. You will be what that was. So if your trauma happened at age 6, you will be 50, and your response to new trauma is going to be really close to what that 6-year-old did. All right, that 6-year-old didn't have a lot of options, didn't have any power. So oftentimes that 6-year-old will learn how to hide, will learn how to shut down, will learn how to pretend like whatever is happening is not happening, because that's the most that they can do. Right. So for y'all out there in relationships and stuff, and you can't understand why your significant other is so dysfunctional when something stressful happens, think about their life story, and you may be able to put some clues together and be like, okay, the reason why this person acts childish when we have these types of situations is because they were a child when they had to overcome a serious situation, right? I never had those issues, me personally, until I was in my 20s. And when I'm really, really hurt and I'm really, really stressed, guess what I revert back to? 21-year-old me, right?
Mhm.
So I think that that's something just to humanize the situation.
My answer is going to be short
I tried to be
because
short. I'm sorry.
that's okay. No, mine's going to be short because I just have 2 questions, really. Um, well, a statement and a question. my statement is I don't think it's going to work. Because you made the statement. Now you could change. I'm not saying that you can't, but OP, you made the statement to the equivalent of it happened so long ago and we should all move on. You don't get to make that decision. You just don't. That's not going to work.
The way she said they fell out of contact too. Like,
Yeah. But the other question, now here's the question I have for you, OP. Would you want to reconnect with your daughter if your daughter worked at Walmart? Or if your daughter was an airline assistant, or your daughter was anything other than one of the highest paying jobs in the world?
Wow.
Married to somebody who has one of the highest paying jobs in the world. Sorry, but
That one feels like a leap, bro.
what?
why would that
Everything,
be a leap?
everything isn't about money. And then it's like
I'm sorry.
and she's
Why would-
excited that her child has, against all other obstacles that she herself helped putting away,
Yeah.
her child has flourished. I mean, I think so. I don't know. There's nothing in the story that tells me that she would feel any different if her daughter was like the floor supervisor at Winn-Dixie or something. I don't know, but I don't know. Huh?
Y'all still got a Winn-Dixie? Wow.
I think they out. I think they finally shut down. But it's a grocery store for those out there who don't know.
Oh, okay.
Grocery store.
Should have said Kroger. But yeah,
I would
I
that not.
don't know. I just
Yeah. Bill Kroger.
one thing I just gonna throw out there, and I don't know, it doesn't 100% fit me, but I just know that I was 20 when I became a father. So my eldest daughter, in a way, we grew up together, right? So, like, I'm looking at this story and I'm like, the mom was 17. And yeah, she had to grow up fast, but biologically at 17, she ain't there, no matter how mature she is. So she most likely, because she's talking about she got married and we were so close. So I don't know what, let's say that the mom was 23 when she got married to this dude. So I'm just picking the number, right? So that places her daughter at like 6 years old. Maybe we can round her daughter up to being 10 years old. She's still a woman who became a mother as a teenager.
Sure.
Who she married, unless it was one of those December, them odd relationships, right? But if it's like she married someone about her own age,
April, December, you mean?
there we go, yeah. But let's say she married somebody around her same age. Now we're talking about two kids, because even if they're 23, 24 years old, they're kids, and they getting married. So that's a difficult stage of being married. And he's focused on, I want my own kids. And it's like, you got all this stuff going on. I'm not making excuses for anything. I'm really just humanizing the story. Like,
did he though? I didn't hear anything about they wanted their own children.
he didn't want to be a stepfather, but then they had their own children together. So,
sorry, I missed that one.
And generally speaking, most guys, being a stepfather is not like in the plan, right? Like, you'll become a stepfather because you fell in love with the mother, but it's not like it's in your plan, right? You don't go hunting to become a stepfather. So we talking about young people and all that. I'm just saying there's a lot of just human crap that goes into this. And unfortunately, at the bottom of this hill is this little girl.
Yeah.
And fortunately, she was able to connect with a family, and she's able to, flourish, at least by social standards. right? Ooh, she's a doctor. Married another high-paying dude. But we don't know what internal traumas and crap that she got to work through. So now she could have married a dude who's probably a little distant, just like the stepfather was. So there's so many things that can come into it. So I'm like, I don't know that me listening to this, the only villain that I can point out is the biological father. Because when the call was made that the daughter needed to go somewhere, he didn't take her. And there could be a lot of stuff going in there too. But still, that be to the extent that I have a villain, I'm pointing at dad, like biological dad.
Sure. I think if there was anything that I could suggest to this mother, try writing your daughter letters. You know, if you've been no communication for years, it is a non-threatening way to at least ask the burning question on your mind. How are you? And it's not so intrusive. It's still, once again, the daughter's decision whether she would even answer back. But, you know, like, I'm definitely saying try. Absolutely. Please don't give up on her twice. And try to work through what happened. I mean, you don't have to ask your daughter to be your therapist or anything, but tell her you're sorry. I promise you it wasn't that long ago. Not to your daughter. That's all.
All right, everybody, let's move on to the next video real quick. Jealous of my boyfriend's sister.
I'm a 25-year-old woman and my boyfriend is 26. His sister is weirdly obsessed with him. He's taking her on holiday, and I don't know how to convince him that it's super weird. I've been dating my boyfriend Mike for just under 18 months. Our relationship has become really serious. We even started to discuss things like marriage, children, etc. We moved from England to Wales about 6 months ago because I got a job opportunity that requires us to relocate. He was able to convert to working from home, so he stayed employed by his old company. We now live about 70 miles away from our hometown. Because it's so far, we rarely visit home, maybe once every 6 weeks or so. Whenever we visit, we stay with Mike's parents, and every time we go, his sister is incredibly obsessed with Mike and won't leave him alone. It's to the point where it's really weird, and almost like she has some weird romantic feelings for him. I've brought this up to Mike, and he says that I'm being crazy, but I'm not. For example, she'll snuggle up to him on the sofa, so I have to sit somewhere else. She'll ask for him to take her shopping to places that I don't like. She'll make him take her to restaurants and they'll have fancy meals together. It is so weird how she treats him like a boyfriend. They have a holiday to Spain booked for this summer in the town that Mike grew up in. They booked this before we were dating. But it's just those two going, and it makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. I first asked for him to change the booking so I could come along as well. I said that I would pay my own way, obviously. He said that he contacted the travel agents, but they weren't able to change the bookings anymore, and that they couldn't book a separate package for me because the hotel was booked up. Yesterday, I told him that I think it's really weird that he wants to spend 2 weeks alone with her in a foreign country. And when I said this to him, he blew up at me and kicked me out of the house. Like, genuinely kicked me out of the house for just questioning him about this, which made me feel it's even more weird than I thought. We ended up having a huge argument, like the biggest we've ever had. And now, I'm considering booking a separate hotel near the one that they're staying at just so I can keep an eye on her. I've been texting him and ringing him, and he hasn't answered or responded to me at all. I don't understand how he doesn't see this as weird, especially considering how obsessed she is with him, as I mentioned earlier. It just makes me feel sick, and I don't know what to do. How do I express to him that this is not normal? How do I show him there's something weird about how his sister treats him? All right, I'm hitting the comments. And okay, in a comment, OP clarifies the sister in this story is 9 years old.
I'm like straight up here. You
Oh
have
my.
accused this man of incest,
Uh-huh.
and you're threatening his position with his little sister.
His baby
Now,
sister.
you wait to the end to say she's 9, but even if she was 2 years younger than him, then this ain't the relationship for you, lady. Okay? Maybe they have an attachment that you deem a little too close or too or unhealthy. Fine. Go away. Okay? Leave him and his family dynamic alone. Because what you don't know, especially with that kind of age difference, that's like his baby. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, and then I'm gonna get a hotel and keep an eye on him. And okay,
He's
yeah,
nothing.
you have mental issues. Like you ain't right, and the problem is not him or his sister. The problem is you.
Mhm.
That's what I got on this story.
Lady, I don't even know what to say, honestly. I've listened to this story I don't know how many times, and I still have no idea what to say to you. I just don't. I this is not the relationship for you. Period. But I think any relationship with any boyfriend who has a sister ain't the relationship for you. Especially if they're a close-knit family, which the majority of families are close-knit families. I mean, they're not. We listen to so many Reddit stories where we hear so many
Summer.
stories that
I
we
knew
we
a lot of broken houses growing
I
up.
know, but I
Kids
grew up with
hated
a
each
whole
other.
I
But
grew up with a whole bunch of people who their family is tight. Like you know where you're going for Thanksgiving, you know what you're going for Christmas, you know what you do. But
Mhm.
I don't want Reddit stories that we keep hearing this low contact and no contact. The in my experience, the majority of my friends, we got close families.
Yeah, the thing is, Marlon, you are digging because when you're going into Reddit, right? So you're digging in a dumpster trying to find stories. Like, cause there's not well-adjusted people that are putting their business out there like that. But also, I mean, it took me going to college. Honestly, when I went away to college, that was when I first started to realize, yo, my life ain't normal, right? Like having parents who, I've never not heard I love you, hugs and kisses from my dad, you know, uh, parents who had boundaries but also gave flexibility. Like I literally grew up in the Cosby family without the money, right? And that was normal. But when I got off to college and I'm interacting with all these different personalities, nope. And now I'm talking to adults and everything else like, and they're like, "Nah, my dad never said I love you." Or I ain't even know my dad. Or one of the parents passed away when they were like 7 or when they were 10. Like so many things, right? So yeah, well-adjusted is the exception.
I like I say, and now you have to realize that I went from my family into the Foxy's family, and the dynamics is so different. Like I don't even understand it. We had a conversation the other day of Foxy and her sister overextending themselves for help and everything else. Because after a certain period of time, people started taking advantage of that. Me, go about what you're saying, Theas. My norm was in my family was if you come to us or any of the family members for help, is because you've tried everything else. That's just how we was brought up. Like, you have no choice but to come to us, because if you come to us, then we know by how we was raised that we did try everything else. We was never that family of, oh, you got an issue, come to us.
Right.
Not our
But that's the
dynamic.
whole point, bro. Like, and it's one of my frustrations in life, you know, and I gotta get over it because it's just what life is, right? But most people have to be touched by something directly to add it to their collection of knowledge, right? And so we're so tempted as people to view the world strictly through our own lens, and I'm saying that that's not healthy. It doesn't help, right? Like, I had a very normal. I had a very good or positive experience coming up as a kid. Everybody didn't have that. So if I engage with everybody on the standards of my childhood and my upbringing, that's not fair, right? And there's lessons that people who grew up with a more turbulent, I would say, home life than me, they have certain like strengths and certain ways of engaging that I can't even keep up with, right? So it's just this funny, it's a funny dichotomy in a way. It's like, you know, like I've never had to truly overcome, right? Everything has been or good, right? I mean, I've had my own bad moments, but I can look at those bad moments and be like, yeah, here's why I had my hand and why it's bad, right? It wasn't like the world came in and just took a dump on my porch, right? But I am aware, and I'm constantly aware, that that's not reality for most people and for all people, right? Some people came up like, you 6 years old, you already know what a utility bill is. You know, it's just tough, bro. But I feel you. I feel you. Because, like, I grew up military, right? So I don't understand the dynamics of growing up in a community, right? Like, I think you said you're from pretty much where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine that. Like, the concept of it scares me like crazy. Like, I've been in this neighborhood for 13 years, and I'm like, yo, it's time to go. No real reason, just it's time to go.
Okay.
So it's funny how our childhoods affect us.
They just tuned in. Y'all already on the second story or still on the first? We're actually going to go ahead. We're actually going to go to the third story. And because we're behind time, and Deals, keep your mouth shut because no, it's not your fault. We're going to go ahead and go to the very last story. So we're just going to jump right into what I deem is that deep story. I deem deep. Now watch, I say this is the deep story, and then we all take turns and 5 minutes collapse. And I'm like, hey, I don't like y'all. So you go ahead and make this the deep story. But we're going to go ahead and go to the last story, I think, of the first hour. Taking a choice out of my wife's hands.
I'm a 30-year-old guy, and I'm married to my high school sweetheart, Linda, who's 30, and we have 2 beautiful children together. I'm really happy with my life, but recently, my wife has uncovered something that I agree was bad at the time, but I don't see it as something unforgivable because of the good that came out of it. Back in high school, it was always Linda's dream to go to college and study abroad in Europe. So much so that she got a part-time job to pay for extra tutoring and became fluent in French. Well, I wouldn't mind a trip to Europe for a couple of days, but I didn't like the idea of just living there, even if it was temporary, and I told that to Linda. Without hesitation, she told me that it was fine if I didn't want to go, but she would be going regardless, and we could either do long distance or break up if I still wanted to continue a relationship with her. That really hurt me, and I felt as if she didn't care about me or our relationship if she could just quickly and easily say something like that to me after I expressed my concerns. My friend started making jokes about how Linda was going to go overseas to sleep around, and it got to me. We ended up breaking up, and it sucked because while I was miserable, Linda was beaming with excitement over her future, as if she never cared about our relationship at all. Initially, Linda planned on applying to schools only in England or France, but her parents convinced her to apply to schools in-state as a backup, and that was one that she ended up attending. Linda was devastated that she didn't get into any of her European schools, and when she tried to do a study abroad program, she ended up not getting the scholarships or grants and she couldn't go. Linda felt completely defeated, but during that time, we reconnected and eventually got married. For our honeymoon, Linda wanted to go to Paris, but after her parents, my parents, and I explained the benefits of putting the money towards a house, she relented. I thought that Europe was always a sore subject, but I thought that Linda was still just as happy as I was. After the recent birth of our twins, Linda's mother finally admitted to stealing Linda's acceptance letters to the European schools and giving her fake rejection letters, as well as lying about not having the money to finance her trips abroad. Linda exploded at her mom and immediately went no contact with both of her parents. At first, I was just as shocked as she was, but after 3 months, I felt that it was time to finally start rebuilding some bridges. When I talked to Linda about this, she was offended that I would suggest such a thing and said that her parents were dead to her and they would never be allowed to see our kids. I told Linda that while I understood her pain, she also needed to see the good that came from this, as we may have never gotten back together and our children wouldn't exist. Linda then snapped at me, and she's been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. I'm just trying to get her to look on the bright side of things. Am I the butthole?
All right, before anybody says anything, let us welcome Vesper X to the show. I appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.
Hey, babe. I know.
I'm going to go first on this one. Dude, you're trying to make a silver lining behind a cloud, a dark cloud of deceit. And you're failing because there's no way you're going to make this look good for her. You're just not. She had a dream. People who mostly have dreams, most of the time, have dreams and expectations for their life. They work hard for it, and if it doesn't work, hey, it is what it is. We adjust. We find another way. When it doesn't work out, not when it's purposely sabotaged. That means you did do the work to get your dream to come true. You did do the hard work that it took to make your dream come true. And somebody selfish snatched it out of your hand. And you're trying to put a good spin on it. You do not understand that when we say life is unfair, that means something happens that it just didn't work out. Not somebody purposely came along and snatched victory from you. This woman is telling you that this life that you're saying is so good and great and wonderful is the life you wanted. You could have still been married to her. You still could have had those children. All she was asking is for her to have the experience that she wanted to have first before we got into all that. Now, I'm saying maybe. It may not have happened, but we'll never know now, will we? We'll never know. Because the mother took all the chances, all her choices out of her hands. And of course, just like every other story we listened to, you want her to get over it. Why? Because you got what you wanted. So what's the big deal? You didn't want her to go anyway. So you got what you wanted. You're cool. Why can't she be cool with it? Because it wasn't your dream. You got what you wanted. You got everything that you asked for. She didn't. And now, like all the stories we listen to, she has to be the one to get over it. She has to be the one to forgive and forget. She has to be the one that reaches out and repair the relationship with her mom. She has to go put in the work on something that she didn't even do to begin with. She did nothing wrong. And now you want her to family. I always wanted to say this to somebody who says forgive and forget because of family. I would love to explain to one person. If y'all are so close of family, how in the world could you screw your own family member over? Since you're supposed to be so close and tight knit and forgive and forget, how and why would you screw your own daughter over? For your own selfishness. So don't tell about being family when it blows up in your face. I'm a father. The one thing I want for all my children is to succeed and to get everything that they fight for. And what can I do to help? But you think I can look my children in the face and go, you know what? I really don't want to go through the phase of missing you. So I'm gonna sabotage every last one of your dreams. You know what? I just really don't want you to be more successful than me. So I'm gonna sabotage all your dreams. You know what? I just don't feel like you should have more money than me. So I'm gonna sabotage all your dreams. As silly as what I'm saying sounds, that's the action that it has happened. You got what you want, so you don't understand. You want to mend bridges. What bridges do you want to mend? And for what? I wouldn't talk to you either. I really don't. Because you taking choices out of my hand is just foul. You're literally just told somebody, no matter how hard they work, one person can come around with a selfish decision and sabotage it. And it just so happened to be the person who was there to protect you. One of the people. Bro, I'm done with you.
I don't blame him so much for what he said, rather the time he said it. It was tacky. You need to let her cool down. Because a lot of what Marlon said, yeah, this mother ripped away dreams. I'm pretty sure those letters would be addressed to the daughter. You illegally opened her mail. Woman. But, too soon, dude. Way too soon. Like, that's something I would say, yeah, bring that up when she's healing. When she's able to maybe laugh about it. Because that's the kind of thing you would want to get to. You cannot change the past, unfortunately. It should now be one of your main goals to get her over there. Even if you have to delay a house for a little while, the magnitude of this, it's a dream. She said it several times, and it was ripped from her. She'll always have questions. She'll always wonder how her life could have turned out. But hopefully she can come to reality, come to grips, or whatever. I don't know how else to say it. And work through her feelings. Now, is that I keep on going back and forth over like, wow, you dropped your mom and your dad. I get, yeah, this would make you hella angry, and you wonder how much did the father know? Just not sure if it would have been that level for me, but I'm not trying to judge that whatsoever. Everybody decides what they go no contact for, what level of treachery reaches the bar. I really hope that she can stop looking at her life as a what if and try to live it. You are still young. You could still move to Europe. Hope the best.
Liz?
I mean, mostly what both of y'all done said, but so I'm not even really going to address the story too tight, except to say I'm a really of two minds. Surprise, surprise. Um, I really do not like the phenomenon. I'm gonna call it a phenomenon because it's become almost passe to go no contact and blow up the bridge and all, and there are times when it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that we've gotten to the point where we're overcorrecting, which means eventually it'll settle itself out. But in the meantime, it's going to be a lot of wreckage where instead, where people are doing no contact because they don't want to do conflict resolution. They're doing no contact and they're claiming no contact when really what they're doing is avoidance, right? So I think it's overplayed. I'm not talking about this particular story. I don't know about this story, man. I mean, the mom did what she did. It was foul, but she did it. And a lot of moms specifically are really not so comfortable with their kids going halfway around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And fear will make you do some things.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, your mom got scared and she did something foul, and you just now finding out about it, then you're going to go back to that moment, right? Because it's like finding out that your partner cheated on you 2 years ago. It doesn't matter that it's been 2 years. The moment you find out is day one, right? So she has to have the time to process all those things. And the husband, his timing was horrible, bro. But I also get it. I mean, like Marlon was saying it in a little bit more forceful manner, but he can't relate because in order for him to relate, he has to accept that two things can be true at the same time. And he doesn't want that to be the case. He wants her to focus on, but we're together and we're in love. So bad as that was, look how good it is. Not understanding it, two things can be true at the same time. She loves you, but there's another timeline that she never got to travel, and it was stolen from her. And so all of that aside, or all that, I guess, taken into account, it still brings me back to the point I really want to focus on is the the tendency to so quickly drop family.
Does this
Sometimes
not
you need
come
to
up
do it.
to? Does this not constitute any level of abuse to you for deceiving her
Abuse, I
daughter
would
this
say.
way?
I don't call
Okay.
it abuse. I call it bad parenting, but I wouldn't call it
I
abuse
would call
because
it
Okay.
abuse is like you're intentionally harming this person. In the mom's view, she was probably protecting her child,
Probably.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
bad parenting, questionable parenting might have turned out to be the right decision. Might have been the family can't afford for you to go to school overseas,
Mhm.
right? What
Mhm.
happens? You get over there and you need something.
Wait, scholarship.
in the story. The mom did say, "And we had the money to send you overseas."
Okay. So it was
Oh,
probably an emotional thing. She didn't want a kid that far away from her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because what if you need something? I know when I was in college, there were times I needed things from my parents, but I was 3 hours away. You can get me what I need. You 12 hours away. Not the same thing. Uh, so
Delivery. No,
no, it ain't the same thing.
I know.
But
I know.
but I'm just saying, like, there's so many factors that go into these things. I keep trying to humanize these things because
Right.
it's not black and white, good and
No.
bad. Here's the villain, here's the hero. Being a parent is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
You make constant decisions, and sometimes they work out well, sometimes they don't. And if every time your parent makes a bad decision, you allow that, or it is allowed to become trauma for you, you're almost short circuiting the human experience. No one makes it through this thing untouched. No one. So you have every right to be angry. You got all this stuff. You go no contact for a period of time, but to shut down the entire relationship, like I'm done with these people. Hopefully, this is just you being angry right now, and you find a way to circle back in the future. I don't know.
Mhm.
Not my problem. Not my family. But I'm talking about how this has repercussions. Because as more and more of us are doing this, that's how community falls apart, right?
Yes.
Because family hurts each other because of proximity. We're all humans. So just like random people hurt each other, so do family members. It's kind of like, and this is a little bit of a stretch, but like when the media goes on black violence, right?
Mhm.
We know that that's a misnomer. We know that proximity dictates who is most likely to be harmed by who. Because there's white on white violence and Latino on Latino. Like communities have issues because people have issues. Well, I mean, families are not accepted from this experience. So yeah, this lady here, hey, yeah, you got every right to feel the way you feel and react how you react. I just caution everyone that no contact is like a trendy term nowadays. And did you do the work before you gave up? Sometimes
Fair.
giving up wasn't brave. Giving up was giving up, right? Like sometimes you're not being the bigger person and protecting my peace. No, because you're still miserable. Like you still ain't protected your peace. You over here stewing, right? So I don't know. I just think we need to get back to not get back, but you know what I'm saying, like recenter the expectations, man. I don't know. It sounds
Well,
like I'm doing like a right wing kind of thing, but I'm not. I'm just saying, like, yo,
no.
you got
It's learning how to address conflict with each other. We have greatly come to, even just looking at the past 5 years, we don't know how to interact with each other in public, face to face these days. We're not practiced for the most part. And unless we keep on working at it, like, I do agree. Yeah, the shock, it's all new. Work on yourself. That's all you can do. then try to step out and see, either can you forgive, forget, but also be honest with yourself if you can't. If there
Yeah.
is something that keeps holding you back, like, I don't want somebody to not hear the point of view that our brains send us signals all day long, trying to warn us about situations, people, all kinds of things. And too often, those signals get ignored. So,
No, I agree with you, which is what I'm saying. This isn't black and white.
right,
So,
right. Yeah, I was just trying to add a little bit of nuance to that because I agree a lot with what you're saying. Absolutely.
Well, let me say this real quick because
Mm.
I like this. People don't usually just cut off content. There are usually
That.
multiple thinking that leads up to it, and boundaries were set and crossed. Like I said, we really got to realize that these are Reddit stories, and Diz
Yeah.
made a very good point that it's the creme de la creme of the bad of the bad. It's just that's it. You read these stories because it's the worst of the worst, and it's so fascinating to you because it's something that you've never experienced.
which is why I like to
Experience
try
that.
to shave the corners off of these things,
Yeah.
right?
So
Because I'm sorry.
so
Go
when
ahead.
you have somebody who sits there and literally does say, "I'm going no contact," I rarely ever heard of it was a one incident situation. It's years and years and years since you was a little kid, since you was an adolescent, since you was a teenager, since you was an adult, and it was just all time boundary jumping. And it's like you're not gonna change, and is that you're never gonna change. I'm tired of it. I'm done. And the majority of the time is not actually no contact. The majority of the time is low contact. Like I'm gonna
Mhm.
talk to you, but
I'm not
it's
going to let you in.
yeah, it's more like Merry
But
Christmas,
see,
Happy Birthday. You know?
what you're describing is the reality and the nuance.
Hmm.
That is not how things are presented, and it
Right.
is not how the general population absorbs. So, what you end up with are people seeing it as the option and not
Mhm.
as the consequence. You see what I'm saying? Like, if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you hear this as the way, because
Yeah.
Anna made a really great point. COVID was in the last 5 years. This separation of social dynamics has been the last 10 years. Within those 10 years, because I personally don't recall hearing with the prevalence of no contact, it's now a thing. It's like a thing now, right? Where this was the no contact generation, right? Like this is feeding itself, right? And I'm just saying, if you need to do it, then you need to do it. Make sure that's what you need to do. And what you were talking about, Marlon, introduced the nuance that's the reality of the situation, but it's not what's presented in
In
common.
this, at
Yeah.
least. And I mean,
Not even
to.
just in this. I mean, this isn't the first time we've had a story like this. The nuance
True.
isn't in the story, it's in us, but it's not in the story, right?
Right. Right.
So you can sit in front of your computer and read 20 of these stories, and you're not getting the nuance,
Well,
right?
That's why a lot of the times we come at this and then say, okay, what would we have done? Like, yeah, I don't see myself as, with the one thing, cutting off all contact with my parents. I don't know. I wasn't there. Didn't happen to me.
and, and, that,
So I'm not judging it.
And that's the one thing that you have to realize about some of these, a lot of these Reddit stories is you don't get the nuances. You get the people, you get the characters, you get the conflict, you get the results. And yeah, I agree with you. I would have did the same thing when realizing there was so much story that was left out. You don't understand what the author was trying to lead you to. I've had stories like that where I sit there had story after story where, okay, the author said something, we had a decision on it, and then they come back with something else, and it's like, dude, you lied to the whole story. You contradicted yourself, and you're the one that wrote the story.
But see, that is why I come at these things oftentimes, and I try to shave the sharp corners off, because this is not the discussion that someone who is absorbing that content is getting. And the more you receive of a message, the more the message sinks in. No matter how good you think your filter is, if you continue to consume a certain thing, it starts to shape your thinking. This is one of the reasons, like when someone who is depressive, when they're in a depressive mode, what do? You try to help them stay away from more depressive content, right? When you got somebody who has suicidal ideation, what do? You try to keep them away from like horror films and stuff where people doing self-harm. It's just, you don't want to reinforce the message at the time when someone is most receptive to the message, right? And you switch it on a political lens. This is what we deal with a lot of the quote unquote MAGA people. They're in an echo chamber. They don't get any of the nuance. So those of us who look at the story from a different angle or listen to them like, you really think that Kamala Harris is a prostitute? That's what you, right? But for them, all they're getting is that narrow scope thing, and it's just being reinforced and pushed and pushed and pushed. So that's all I'm basically saying, folks. So if you out there thinking that I'm talking about everybody who does no contact is just willy-nilly going no contact, then you're not listening to me, right? So there you go. We'll move from there.
All right, everybody. Got a lot of people watching the show. I appreciate you. Please comment like Vesper X came in and comment. We take all comments as long as you are respectful. And if you are new to the show, we always take a 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side with the Am I the A-hole and Positive Story of the Week, Foxy Mafia video of the week, and Foxy video of the week. 3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly.
back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliaEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to TheisIsOurUnitedCore.com. Communities build movements, and if you haven't watched already, Theis has a new video out. Please go on there and take a look at that. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. We're going to go ahead and get into the Mama Heart Hour with the announcement that we will be back election night next Tuesday for Mama Heart's birthday and a little election night coverage. So there it is. And I'm just going to say this real quick. Am I the only one who looks at the new intro and try to figure out what exactly that Thea said that had us cracking up and had us on this? I don't want to try to go to the videos because I can't remember what I sent the guy to do the video, but I'm so want to go, what did Thea say that had us cracking up? Where he gives that little goofy smile at the end, that little innocent goofy smile where it's like, that's so nice.
The oops, I did it again. Smile.
Yeah. That's so sweet. I'm so innocent. Like, thank you, Mama Heart. Hello, Vesper. Love to you. Thank you, Mama Heart. We will be seeing you next Tuesday with Anyway, without further ado, am I the a-hole? I'm sorry, I played the theme song to Am I the A-hole and Foxy over there. Where's that coming from? Oh, God.
I do that too.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Jump right in there. Okay. Well, I picked this Am I the A-hole because I have a little story behind it. I will do anything for my wife.
I'm 46 and my wife is 31. Oh, 15-year age gap there. We've been together for 6 years, married for 2. She used to talk to me all the time. She used to share her day with me, just randomly tell me her thoughts, stuff like that. However, she also used to want to talk about problems that we were having, a lot. I felt like we were always talking about what I did wrong. She thought that I spent too much time talking to my exes. We're friends. That I don't prioritize her over work. It's my career. Am I supposed to quit? And mostly that I didn't care enough about her. It just felt like we were always sitting down for some serious talk. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. I was just tired of hearing everything that I was doing wrong. I provide everything we need. Can I just have a break? I told her that if she had a problem with the way that I did things, then she could get out of my house and we'd get a divorce. She told me that she was trying to communicate because she didn't feel appreciated and that I had one foot out the door. But I think that's ridiculous. I know it's harsh, but I was at my wit's end. So now, a year later, she barely talks to me at all. When I ask her about her day, she says, fine. When I talk to her about work or politics or my day, she says, oh wow, cool, and kinda walks away. Her attitude isn't bad, she's very sweet, but it's just like she doesn't care anymore. I didn't want to talk about our problems anymore, but it didn't mean that I didn't want to stop talking, period. We really don't talk about anything that doesn't have to do with our life or our household. In the evenings, she just turns on the TV and we watch something until bed. Now I don't know what to do because I just found out today that she won a pretty big award at her job, and she didn't tell me. Last Friday, she said that she had to work late, and that was fine. I didn't ask. Today, I found out that she was actually at a dinner where she was being celebrated for this award. She invited some of her friends and her mom and her brothers. I ran into her brother at the store today, and he mentioned the dinner and said that he was sorry that I couldn't make it. I asked what he meant, and he said, "The dinner. You weren't able to make it because you were sick, right?" I asked him to explain the whole thing to me, so now he knows too. What am I supposed to do? Is she punishing me or something? Do I tell her that I know? Why wouldn't she tell me? I didn't think she'd take it this far, and now I'm thinking that she's being petty. Does anyone have any experience here? I love my wife, and I'd do anything for her, but I'm so confused.
Well, this is very simple. You can teach someone how to be with you, or you can teach someone how to be without you. And she basically she doesn't consider herself to be in a position where she can just leave the marriage for whatever number of issues, reasons that she has,
Mhm.
So now she's your roommate because you decided to flip the script and be like, I don't want to have uncomfortable conversations with you. Well, if she can't feel safe to have the uncomfortable conversations with you, she ain't gonna have no conversations with you. And she's gonna be cordial because she's a cordial person. But you don't want to be bothered with her. Okay. It's just not a matter of her being petty. Maybe she is. I don't know. But 9 times out of 10, at least the women I've known over the years, this ain't being petty. This is literally the switch got flipped. And maybe you can find your way back in, but I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? It might be time for y'all to go ahead and get that marriage counseling and figure it out.
I'm going to go ahead and tell my story. Oh my God, do we have to? And I'm not saying that's what he said, but I'm just telling you close enough to what he was saying. I don't want to talk about you if everything that's going to come out your mouth is going to be negative. Close enough because I was the one that did it. I remember those exact words coming out of my mouth. Exactly those words coming out of my mouth. And it was like Fox, every time me and Foxy had a conversation, it was something negative, something that needed to be fixed, something that needed to change, something that needs to be talked about, discussed, analyzed, rearranged. It was always something to me that was negative. And instead of being smart enough to go, well, gosh, I need to work on these negative stuff so we can get into the positive stuff, I don't want to talk about none of this negative stuff. Well, okay. Now, what you should have told dude was if she stopped talking to you about the negative stuff, which also correlated to she's not talking to you, she didn't have anything to talk to you about. Because there was still going to be negative stuff that needed to be fixed. There was no positive stuff she wanted to talk to you about because in her world, there was no positive stuff. So, yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Was about as pretty much as about the longest conversation you about to have with her. She didn't have anything positive to talk about. And was she petty? Okay. And I don't know if it is, it isn't. Will that make you feel better? Would that change the dynamic of the issue that you're going through right now? So telling me that she's being petty, okay. I don't know what you was wanting to get out of that. Nothing. Nothing's going to happen if she literally said, I'm doing it out of pettiness.
You know the other thing though, bro? And this is for guys and girls, guys and gals, and whatever the right terminology. People in relationships. All right, either one of y'all. All right, look. If your partner has expressed to you passively or actively that everything you say comes across as a complaint or a negative or something wrong with them, before you decide to flip the switch and be like, well, I ain't gonna talk no more, you need to look at yourself. Okay, ain't no heroes and stuff. Look at yourself. Are you constantly coming with some negative stuff? Because it's all well and good for us to look at him and say, hey, dude, that ain't the way you do it. Because it's true. That ain't the way you do it. All right. But he's still a human being. And if he is feeling like every time you talk to me, there's something wrong with me, like every time, all the time, don't nothing good happen in your world. And I'm the source of everything that's wrong. Like, you see how that feels for the person? And then eventually they get to the point where they say something reckless. They're like, look, man, look, if everything you're going to say to me is negative, just keep it to yourself. All right, well, now you're going to teach that person to live without you, and that's how we end up where we are in this story. But I'm just saying, she need to look at herself too, because it's not fair to constantly come at this person like he's the source of all your problems, right? Or like he's your free therapist. So I'm just going to just unload just negativity. He's tired too. So it's like the balance is off. And I think a lot of times we all do. I don't know all y'all people. I know I've done it. And I know my wife has done it, where you feel like this is your safe space. So you're not even taking stock of what you're saying to them, right? If this was a parent to the child dynamic, we would be saying to the parent, pay attention to what you say to your kid, pay attention to how you say it to your kid, pay attention to what topics you bring to your kid, right? We would say that to a parent. Well, if you're in a relationship, spousal or romantically, you should do the same. Mm-hmm. When are you saying it and why are you saying it? Because it's not fair to unload that on somebody. That's just not. Because it makes them wonder, why are you with me?
I 99% excuse me. I 99% agree with you, except for just one little caveat that I want to put in there. I cannot help bringing you negative things if the negative thing that I told you last week wasn't in some type of way being corrected, and it still affected me.
Have you checked out your approach?
The approach could have been as simple as, I don't like when you do this, so can you stop doing this?
Okay, so maybe that approach didn't work. So what's the next step? See what I'm saying? Like, we can't treat each other like this person owes us to snap to because we brought them a complaint or a concern, right? Like, we don't, I mean, I don't know about you, but if you come to me at the wrong time or with the wrong tone, I'm probably not going to do whatever it is that you just came to me with, right? So we have to be aware of how we bring something to our other half. Like, I told you to stop leaving the closet door open. I'm sorry. In my brain, leaving the closet door open isn't a big deal because I'm always in and out of the closet. So it doesn't occur to me to close it every time. And you may have said this to me 12 times over 12 weeks, but obviously I'm not getting it because it doesn't rise to that level of like whatever in my head. So if it's still irritating you, now we need to figure out, am I ignoring you or is there something else? Like, sometimes you have.
Oh, you're frozen.
Like, if you've ever. Sorry, that was me. Yeah, that was
you
me.
Froze. So
am I back?
You're back. So
bring it back now.
All right. So I was gonna say, if you sometimes you have to change your message because it's not being received the way you think it should be received. It is not always a problem on the other end. Sometimes it's you, right? So,
but hold on. Because okay, now I got some pushback.
You got to push back with sometimes.
Sometimes we don't. Whatever. If in 12 weeks, every week I tell you to close the closet, and every week you still ain't closed the closet, I'm really gonna look at you like, okay, you're purposely not closing the closet. regardless of how I get you. I can come to you, sweetie. Can you please close the car? Which the majority of the time, people are not going to blow up on the first time that you do something wrong. Sweetie, you left the closet open. Can you please close the closet? Sometimes at night I run into it because the light's off. I don't think, or it just doesn't look right for all the cabinets in the place is closed except this one closet door that you seem to leave open. After 12 times of me telling you, the 13th time is going to go, look, what is your problem with this door and you? We need to figure out what the issue is. Because your solution is, I'm just going to leave it open and you just going to let it go. I'm not going to let it go because you just don't feel like closing a freaking door. Like,
exactly. You're exactly right. You said it the way you were saying it. You weren't getting the result that you wanted. So now we're going to change how I deliver this message to you. Okay, and we're going to have a head-to-head to get this resolved. And then the other thing, because part of what you may have is, just saying, because I know how I can be sometimes. This is my room too. So why I got to do what you want me to do over a door? Close the door then, right? Like,
I have sat here. This broadcast is done in my man cave. I promise you, there has been many a times Foxy is going, you need to do something about such and such. It's my room. You actually got two separate fucking sheet rooms in this house. It is your room. I have never gone in your room and told you to do anything to your she rooms. I can't say she house because she ain't got a she shed. But she do have two she rooms.
Is that the term?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard the term, but I follow you.
Long time ago.
As long as you're not saying one of her rooms is the kitchen and the other one is the bedroom, because then I'll be like, bro, that's not right.
No, she literally have.
Just tell them though, because you've been a little unfair. So we have these formal rooms that we don't move. We have a formal dining room and a formal living room. That
you those kind of black folks.
No,
okay.
You have a story.
Let me see. You're making me out to be like
no.
Okay.
The living room with the mix on the table just in case Pastor come on.
We don't use those rooms, so I have actually found a way to use those rooms.
Okay. You have a sewing room and a craft room. I have never gone into your sewing room or your craft room and said, oh my God, you need to clean up in here. But you come in my man every day.
Oh, this is cute.
This is adorable.
No, what are you talking? Don't come in here. You go in your room.
My craft room is
but by your explanation, Marlon. But Marlon, by your explanation with the scenario we're talking about with the closet, then this is a perfect like kind of matchup, right? So just because it's your man cave area, does that mean that she has no say in that room? Right? Because it's still her house, right? So like you may have 80% and she's got 20% as far as weight, as far as what happens in that room, but that 20% still got value, right?
But you know the funny thing about it was when I was talking about the door, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
I only use the door because my wife did fuss at me recently about a door that I kept leaving open. So
I can give you an example because for some reason, and I did work on it, I've gotten a lot better. For some reason, I don't know why, I keep the kitchen. I will open the cabinet doors in the kitchen and just leave it open. I have no idea why I do it. I just don't know. And she told me, why do I come down into the kitchen? You got like 3 cabinet doors open. It doesn't make any sense. Now, it's not as dangerous as I said about the closet door. But in an aesthetic point of view, it's like, what do it take you but a second? It took you a second to open it. How hard was it to close it? And I get her point. It's just I had to work on that. But
how long did that take, Marlon?
Huh?
How long did that take? Some years.
It took about 6.
Took some
months.
years.
It
Took some years.
It didn't take 6 months. It didn't take within a year for me to go, what? Do I leave the cabinet?
But once you see that they're trying, you don't say nothing anymore because, hey, you went to the kitchen and you closed the cabinets 3 times this week. So you don't say anything because you see they're working on it.
Yeah.
But Foxy, the point I was making though is Marlon was opening the cabinet, and I'm just gonna throw like my variation because I have a child who's similar like this, right? Marlon opens the cabinet, gets what he needs out the cabinet. Whatever he took out the cabinet, he needs to step over to the counter to put it down for whatever he's doing, right? Taking his medication, eating a snack, whatever it is, right? The cabinet being open isn't even a conscious thought in his head anymore. Like, it's not that I opened the cabinet, I must make sure I go back and close it. No, I opened the cabinet, got what I needed. My focus is on what I needed, right? So what I was getting at when I was saying, like, when your partner's like, yo, I done told you this every week, you still not doing it. It's because for me, it's not a high priority. Not you're not a high priority. The door isn't a high priority, right? I'm not processing this at the same level you are. And that's what oftentimes happens. And then eventually you get to where Marlon was like, yo, either you're ignoring me or you're challenging me. Let's figure out which one it is.
Right.
But that is you changing how you're approaching.
Anna, you got the last word.
There is a third option in there that you aren't even coming in relation to the door. You know, it's not a slight. It's the way your partner's brain might work. So what I would say, listening to all of this, to sum up, relationships are not easy. You're gonna need to work on your communication. It's not always going to be hearts and flowers. You have no right to demand that. A partner will have to bring up some hard issues at some point. Otherwise, they just start to avoid you because you have told them you cannot approach me. Yes, you have to also look at how you are doing that approaching. And when one thing doesn't work, change tactics. Honestly, with my girlfriends, I would rather talk it out, what some people would consider to be too much. I would rather say, you know, I need regular conversation. I will need a safe space, and I will give you that same to do your vents as well. I will need to share my happiness with you. And I will need you to step back from the spotlight a bit and angle that towards me. Just as I know you will need me to do that for you at times. Relationships are a give and take. As soon as you say it is all one general way, I'm gonna see the flaw in that. That's why we oftentimes come to, hey, there's a lot of nuance when it comes to interpersonal relationships. Yes, you have every right to feel like you are not being attacked by your partner every single time they open their mouth. Absolutely. if your partner has a legitimate beef, they have every right to open their mouth. We teach each other how to interact over time. We teach each other what gives the best results. You know, for me, that's the oversharing part. I will tell you what this was like afterwards from my perspective so that you can understand, right? So I need a partner who will go that deep with me. Sometimes it ain't that deep. Sometimes it's a mood in a day. We're all human. But it's never going to be, you can't just, as soon as you say, don't come to me, it almost doesn't matter what you say afterwards. I personally believe you should not say that to a partner. My feelings. You know, I will openly say, hey, there are some things that, like, you guys really get into sometimes talking about sports. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, second hour, so we can cuss now.
Yes. So, you know, it's discovering the people that you're with. But when it's a romantic relationship, I would really hope you would put in that effort to stand in an uncomfortable moment just as much as you stand in the absolute sunshine and rainbows of a happy moment. That's all.
Oh, you know what? You named three things. There's a fourth, and I don't remember what the three things were, but it's pretty much the three things we were talking about, right? But there's another one. Close the damn door yourself.
If it bothers you that much, why?
You are about to walk past the door, through the house, to come complain to me. Close the door. Close the door. But some people like to fight over the principle. And when you want to fight over the principle, now we're going to hear but sometimes that's good. Sometimes you get to fight over the principle. Yes, what you're fighting over is really stupid and dumb, in my opinion. But you'll end up having to address other things that are sitting right underneath the surface. So you can go ahead and clean out the proverbial emotional closet.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people feel like they're entitled to something that they don't always feel that they have to give, right? Like, I want this thing. You're not doing this thing. Why aren't you doing this thing? Okay.
Why do you demand it of me?
Who are you to demand anything of me? That's one. But then two, on a different subject, can I make that demand towards you? And you supposed to just be like, oh, okay.
I knew, and I apologize because I said you was going to have the last word, but it was something that you said that stuck out to me that I have to say. The same complaints that you have, sometimes you can give praise too. And that's what we have. It's such an issue in relationships. Like, you don't talk to them unless you have a complaint. And it comes off as the only time that you want to talk to your partner is when you have a complaint. So when I say, well, damn, am I doing anything right? Well, yeah, but you never tell me when I'm doing something right. You only talk to me when I'm doing something wrong. So when I'm doing something right, and I hate this statement, it's the nails on a chalkboard statement. You never tell me when I'm doing something right. Well, why would I tell you? You're supposed to do it.
Well, Well,
I despise that.
I get it,
statement.
but I use that sometimes with my kids, just as my parents did with me.
No.
Because here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. If you're gonna do something good, do it because it's good, right? You're
Don't do
not
it
gonna
for
get
the
a
praise.
reward every time. Everybody's not gonna clap for you every time you do what you're supposed to do. So it's like, well, why is it I'm always no, hear me out. Now I personally make it a point, like I intentionally make it a point to say, hey, I saw your grades on the update on the portal, and I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. Or hey, you know what? Thank you for remembering to get the dishes done. I didn't even have to come to you about that. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work. I make it a point to do those things. But overall, you will hear a lot more of the why didn't you do or why did you do? You hear a whole lot more of that because I'm training you. I'm building you. I'm helping you get ready for something else. I'm changing your thought process and all those things because I have a different role. I'm not your buddy, and I'm not your romantic partner. I'm your dad. So you're going to get a lot more of the constructive side than you're going to get the applause. But I do know how it feels to feel like you're not getting the applause. So I have to make myself slow down and find the reasons for the applause. They're always there, but they're not going to be as flashy, right? As I told you to do the dishes and you didn't do it, right? That's obvious. It's sitting right there. But letting your kids know, hey, you know what? I noticed that you did all your laundry and your room's clean. That's awesome. Thank you. Right? Sounds stupid, sounds minor, but to a kid, it's you noticed something I did. Right?
Yeah.
But the parents say I'm proud of you
goes a long way.
Yeah.
Goes a long way for your parent who I ain't gonna deep down they fight for your attention. They're not going out of their way, but it's like for your parent to go, I'm so proud of you. I really am. The same, and the thing is, I get what you're saying. I am not going to put the same energy in getting on you that I would with the kudos, because I know what could happen. Like, if you do not go, this is so important. This is extremely important that you do this. You are becoming an adult. Came in at the teenage years of my stepkids. So I didn't have the adolescence of, okay, we're going to start here. No, I had to start from the middle. And it's like, okay, gonna have to skip a couple of steps here. I got to teach you from this level. I'm meeting you, that's it. I have to meet you where you're at. So this had to be done, this had to be done, this had to be done. Why it has to be done? Why it has to be done? Look, and sometimes, and it worked. Sorry, I use Foxy where I can use Foxy. Look, I try to keep your mama from killing you. So I need you to start doing this. So stop doing this so she don't kill you. Stop coming to me going, my mama said, I tried to warn you, you didn't listen. So I'm trying to get in your head now to start doing this because she's not
what's coming. She's what's coming.
Stop.
Yeah.
I literally am the sensitive parent in the family. If it gets past me, you know what's going to happen at the other end. So please stop doing it.
Yeah, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it.
Do to you, and I got to sit there for the next 30 minutes listening to Foxy of her telling me what she did to you. I don't want to hear it. Save us both. Please just go ahead and do it.
And see, what's funny is like I'm the, in case you can't tell, I'm the family manager, right? So like I'm that one that you don't want me to get angry, right? Like it's just the whole house is going to be unhappy if I get angry, right? So my kids are amazing. My kids are awesome. From the day they're born, they start learning you. So my kids know based off of the words that I'm choosing and the tone that I'm using, what level of danger we're dealing with, right? If I say something to you in a joking way, that means that the urgency isn't that high, but you still have to do it, because if I said it, you do it, right? But I'm saying it in a more lighthearted way because I'm not going to be running right behind you an hour from now checking to see if you did something, right? But if I'm talking to you in a very flat tone, these are instructions that are coming to you. And the next thing you're going to get is going to be much louder and a lot more forceful. So let's not end up with that, right?
Mhm.
And that's how they react.
You know what? And mine has always been the opposite. And all my kids will tell you this. If I'm yelling at you, it's because I'm trying to get you to hear what I'm saying. If I give you a flat tone, we don't run out of options. It's this or nothing. It's this or you know what the next option is, because I'm yelling at you to get you to understand how important it is. When I get to the flat, quiet tone and everything, I've already made my decision what I'm going to do if you don't do it. I've already made my decision. It's not going to be a discussion. It's not going to be any more talk. It's very rare I get to that. Very rare. But my kids will always tell you, as soon as they hear, okay, we've already talked about this, and you didn't do it. So it's almost me saying, this is your final chance. Because it is. I've already made the decision. I've already made the decision what's going to happen afterwards. Why am I going to use up my energy?
Same thing in this house. Like, we would know, my brother and I, if our mother was talking softly and we had to straight, oh, we were in trouble.
Yeah. And see, that's usually, I'm opposite in most cases.
Mhm.
Like I said, word choice really matters because my kids know like the words I'm using become more forceful. I'm not cursing or anything like that, but I'm much more direct and much more clear the angrier I get.
Okay.
If I'm quietly talking to you,
Mhm.
you may still have a chance here, right? Because I haven't lost control.
Mhm.
For me, yelling is when I've lost control.
Mhm.
Like I'm yelling and I'm hearing myself yelling and I'm getting angrier because I'm yelling, and it's spiraling, right? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm losing control because of you not listening to me, right? And it's just right. So at that point,
Let me cut you off. Foxy, please stop. Foxy's in the background going, finish her. Finish her. I'm like, stop doing that. It's a Mortal Kombat references, Adler. There's always the
Oh,
but it's always somebody going, finish him.
finish him. I remember that.
Stop.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of how I move with things. Plus, also, if it's not the joking, lighthearted approach,
Mhm.
everything that I say after that, whether it be flat, whether it be yelling, whether it be angry, whether it be stern, whatever it is, the consequence is guaranteed. I will have a consequence. The only stage that doesn't come with a consequence is me lightheartedly asking you to do something. Anything else has a consequence.
Yeah.
Right. And they know that because that's me. Whereas with my wife, sometimes there's negotiations and there's stuff. It's just a different style of doing things.
Yeah.
She's the one you prefer to deal with.
Mhm.
Right.
Even my nephew and nieces know, just give respect to the adults and mind what they all say. Because we don't say something just to say it.
We let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Anna, you have your headphones in?
No, I do not.
Positive story of the week. And really think I'm gonna go in and change the music on that because that sounds so much like a memorial. Like I don't like that music with remembering the past. Do like
It does kind of, yeah.
Meanwhile, Positive Story of the Week sounds like an adult film.
At least it isn't bong. Chicka bong bong.
That's true.
But you know if I can find that song. You know if I can find it. Anyway,
Okay.
I know you're asking for $1,200, and that seems like a good price. Would you be willing to hold it until next week? I really need a car, but I have to wait till my taxes come. Sorry, I already told someone I wouldn't hold it. That's fine. I've had a hard time finding something reliable in my price range. I'm borrowing my mom's car now, but it's tough to get me and her to work and my kids to preschool, but we're making it work. Hopefully I'll get my taxes back next week. No prob. I actually just want the car to go to someone who needs it. If you need it, you can have it. Thanks so much. I'll let you know as soon as the direct deposit comes through. So excited. No, I mean, do you want the car for free? I wanted to make sure whoever got it actually needed it, so I didn't list it as free. Because everyone would have needed it, but probably just resold it. What? Are you serious? You don't have to do that. The price is fine. I wouldn't feel right not paying for it. No, seriously, I want to give it to someone who needs it, and you seem to genuinely need it. It's yours. No money needed. I'm crying. Are you kidding? Why would you do that? No, not kidding. I don't need it, and I figured someone else did. I'm glad you'll be able to use it. Can you meet today or tomorrow? Are you sure? I'm so excited and can't believe this. You have no idea how much this will bless me and my kids. Oh my gosh, I'm literally crying now. Yes, I can meet whenever you want, but I definitely don't have money to pay for it right now. Lol, no money needed, really. Except to register it, I guess. Let me know if you need help with that too. I want to get you driving it ASAP. Thank you so much. Are you real? This feels like a dream.
I remember this
Have to
story.
get up. I do too.
This is the body in the trunk story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
I forgot your positive look on life, Diaz. I forgot about that.
Lady, this man just gifted you a stolen vehicle.
Ooh.
You're gonna be picked up around the corner.
It was a positive, beautiful story.
Keep all your interaction. Keep your receipts.
And look in the trunk.
And look in the trunk. Maybe a little blue light. You know, just for good measure.
Mafia video. Oh my God, Ella been hanging around Thea's too long.
Lighted area, ma'am. Bring a friend.
You've been hanging around Thea's way too long. Get the blue light too, shining around.
I've always been like this. Like if I sit next to the troublemakers, man, I'm sniggering in the back of class as well.
Yeah, that's Marlon right there.
Right. This has nothing to do with absolutely nothing, which is always the videos that I want. The question was, interviewers, what was the strangest interview you've ever had? That was the question. Here's one person who interviewed somebody.
I once interviewed a woman who was a Dolly Parton impersonator in her spare time. No word of a lie here. She asked what the hours were. I told her that they weren't set hours, they were reasonably flexible, and that I was more interested into what she put into those hours than the actual hours that she did. She replied, Not 9 to 5 then, and and proceeded to start singing that effing song. I swear she was crackers, to be honest. What's so funny about that is I bet she asked that question, and then no matter what the answer was, if it was 9 to 5, she would have said, oh, 9 to 5, and then sang the song. And if it wasn't, then she had that answer prepared and she still could have sang. And then beneath that, Suitable Pie says, why the hell didn't you hire her? And beneath that, they went with Jolene instead.
Oh God, I ain't never laughed so hard on a story of my life. Once they did interview somebody and they working 9 to 5.
What a way to make a living.
Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, we'll call you. I'm not interrupting the song. I'm gonna let you go ahead because it seems like it's not a good idea to interrupt while you having a moment.
You know what's missing from this story?
What?
Mhm.
What type of job is it?
Yeah. Just a
Like,
Dolly
if
Parton
If
impersonator.
I'm
Like,
trying to hire you as like a receptionist and you break out into singing a song, might be a problem. But if I'm hiring you to sing at kids' birthday parties,
you might want to know what it sounds like.
right.
No, I'm good.
I have
I'm
no
good.
idea what Jolene is, so that's why I was confused.
It's another song.
Another Dolly Parton song,
Oh, okay.
Jolene. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on so I can get to Foxy's videos of the week. I've shown this type of video before. The damn GPS.
Turn left onto Washington Boulevard, then turn left onto Washington Boulevard, then proceed to the route, then turn left, then take a right on.
Yo, I hate that with a passion. Yo, I turn off my GPS and I'd rather be lost than have you sit here and keep interrupting my song. It's like,
Mhm.
I drive this route every day. You know, I know the next 4 turns.
This GPS is in Foxy's minivan.
Mhm.
2 things, and she's never going to change it because she knows it irks the crap out of me.
I can change it for you.
You did not change it for me. I wish. I'm just going to change it. 1, I know how to get the hell out of my own neighborhood. Stop telling me to turn left on this. How long we been in this house? 14 years. I know how the hell to get out of my neighborhood. Stop telling me after this, you turn left. I know. It's the only way to get to the main road. Turn right onto the main road. I know. I got that.
Yep. That's why I don't even turn it on. I don't even turn it on until I get to the main road.
Number 2, did you know that you actually can change the attitude of the GPS? And for some reason, Foxy has changed the attitude to this Zodiac talking woman who turned right on I-85 because turning left just seems wrong in your life right now. I'm like, you are the most cringy talking. It is so irritating. You have reached your destination, but your destination has not reached you.
Yeah, I do not need words of affirmation in my GPS. Turn left on Oak Street. You know, turning left can be so fulfilling. Look, I don't need all that. Okay.
Would you have Snoop Dogg talking to you?
See, I don't want any of those. I want the generic
British.
AI lady talking to me. That's
Yeah,
what
they
I
got a
want. I
British
don't,
GPS.
and I don't want no male GPS voice. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm just
Mhm.
driving, trying to relax. All right, turn right. No, I don't need that, bro. You know, where's
Why you
Kelly?
got an attitude?
Bring me back Kelly, because Kelly's just gonna say, turn right in 4 feet. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you.
Turn
I
left.
want to know what a slight right is.
Oh yeah. You know what I hate? Okay, well I'm good with these things because like I almost don't really listen to the GPS. I glance at it and look at what the thing is.
Yeah.
But like my wife, for example, she is not comfortable with like the distance things that they say. Right.
Mm.
So if you tell me turn right in a quarter mile, I kind of have an internal clock of what a quarter mile kind of is. So I
Okay.
know when to start looking for what I need to do next.
Right.
She doesn't, which is fine because everybody's different how they do their spatial reckoning. But I use Google Maps. She uses Waze.
I use Waze.
I hate Waze. And the
I'm
reason
gonna tell you how to get around that, Fizz. I'm gonna tell you exactly. I never listen to distance. I just don't pay attention to it. Waze actually give you the street that you're gonna turn on. So I start looking at the streets before it. So I'm like, okay, I see 3 streets before this turn. So okay,
yes.
first
But you,
street.
Marlon,
Okay,
the
let's
problem
see.
with that is you now have GPS and you're reading it like a map. So it's like you're almost getting what you're supposed to get out of it. Like with Waze will tell you to turn left right when you're supposed to turn left.
Well, that's why I don't look at
Right?
it.
Like turn left now. Nah. Google will say, prepare to turn left. Got you. I got a second.
Waze has always told me, in such and such feet, turn. I always thought there was.
Waze tells you that, like, in a quarter mile, turn left. It's the last time you hear anything from Waze. Waze gets you right to the street. Turn left. It's too late. I'm like in the intersection. I can't just.
Well, but it depends on in a quarter of a mile, which is not that far. In 10 feet is not the okay. I'm gonna need you to stop going 65 miles per hour. I don't need you to slam on turn left.
But see, I'm just saying.
I missed the turn. Well, you never slowed down to make a turn.
Waze doesn't give you enough buffer for my tastes. Waze tells you, hey, you just missed your turn.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just sound like your turn is in 15 feet, 14 feet, 13 feet. Like
I don't need that bad. But yo, give me a little something because I might be in my music, man. I'm zoned, man.
Well, that's a you thing, dude.
Your eyes and your mind should be on driving.
The next thing you hear is turn left in 2 miles.
Okay, I do have a problem with that. Your next turn is in 4 miles. I don't need you to tell me that right now. 4 miles to go. Why are you telling me now?
Well, I like that part.
I like that. Yeah.
No, because I done passed farmland. I done passed the airport. I done passed, I don't know what. And you're in 4 miles? I'm sorry. Can you tell me when we look in 1 mile? Okay, I'm going to need to go ahead and get into my right-hand lane because I got a mile to go. Not, you got 4 hours and 15 minutes before your next turn. Why are you telling me now?
So that you don't think you have
prepared.
Anyway,
poor GPS just can't win.
Nope.
Next video.
Mm.
You know you're getting older when you just need those subtitles.
When he grew up, he started working with his father, but later he left and began traveling around the USA. He was greatly impressed by the scenes of the working slaves and he worked as a postman.
I'm sorry. No, my eyesight's so bad. Subtitles make me mad. Somebody on subtitles, I'll be watching TV and it's like subtitles comes on now. I got to be all like this. I don't know.
The only
They
reason
need to be big.
the only
If it's
reason I
subtitles,
Make
I'm
them
not-
bigger.
on every show is because they always say something that I just didn't quite pick up. And then I realized it was the most important thing to the plot because it's like, I think I figured out who the killer is. And it started only because of this one incident. It was because of the hee-haw. And that's how I figured out who to get. I'm like, the hee-haw? What? Stop with this place.
See,
Because
the
it started with
subtitles
her
for
jumping
me-
out the window. Bruh, that ain't how you sounded. That ain't what you said.
The
That's what you
subtitles means that I missed the whole show because I'm
I'll
reading.
be right back.
said. But
Like I'm
that's
missing the
what you said.
show because I'm reading. I need to just listen and watch. I don't.
I can read and watch, but it's like
I can't. If I'm reading, I'm reading.
I get exactly why he did it. And it was always at the beginning. It was always the hookah locker. The what? Wait a minute. What did he say? It was always the gun. Bruh, you don't know how to say gun. Because that ain't what you said. That ain't what you said. And I'm gonna need you to learn how to say gun. Because that ain't what you said.
See, this is this GPS discussion all over again. Some people like to hear the distance, and some people like to be able to see it. I get it. We different because it's like, why am I watching something and having to read a book? Like, if I wanted to read a book, I go read the book.
I don't, but I don't read all the way through the show. I just don't. It's just that everybody who thinks they're a great actor on all these TV shows, like your pronunciation of some words is like, I don't know what you just said, but you always thank you. So by the end of the show, thank you so much. If you didn't say that one part, I would have never figured out what happened. And I'm like, what did he say?
That's part of the experience. If I missed it, I missed it. If I missed it, I missed it.
No, because I have to rewind and all that. It ain't no fun. I ain't doing all that. No.
And then when you rely on the subtitles, and then the subtitle says it wrong anyway, that's annoying.
Anyway, it's almost
the
time.
car macker. You're like, what is a car macker? And you go back and it's like, oh, you meant carjacker, or you meant the car maker, right? Like,
You can easily figure it out, though, and for people who need it, they are a wonderful thing.
Yes, but they are also getting the wrong story.
No, not necessarily.
They're reading. They're like Goldilocks and the Three Hears. You're like, no, it was supposed to be bears.
The funny thing about it is, did you realize that was a job?
It used to be.
Oh, it still is.
It's on YouTube, you're not so much, but on TV, movies, yes, it is.
Because AI can do all that for you.
They don't want to use AI because AI will automatically correct words that they think was said, and it wasn't what they said, and a human would understand the content of the story. So they still AI will sit there and go,
or they'll make sure a human sees it before it's released, kind of thing.
Yeah,
they may not do all of it.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying that. And if you getting paid to type the scripts are already made. But anyway, that's cool. Get your money, folks, because pretty soon you won't be able to. So while you can, get your money.
Anyway, last video of the night, and in case everybody, like I said again, please, this is the last video of the night. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. I would truly appreciate it. I would love to find out what the numbers is of watching this show.
And
subscribe. We are at
2,000.
What?
We are not at 2,000.
Oh.
Ooh.
20.
at
When did I miss 1,000?
682.
Hey,
2,000.
We are at 682. Please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. This is the final video of the week, and I really enjoyed it. Really came at the correct time. Foxy has been gone literally all day. It's positive, so nothing wrong and everything else. But I was missing my baby because she wasn't here, and I'm not really used to it. So, in homage to her, this is the video that I want her to see.
Why you always got to go out with Ebony and them?
I'm not always going out with Ebony and them.
Why you looking all good though? What time you gonna be home?
I'll be back around too. Oh.
Home, 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 home alone. She don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm about to have some fun. She won't be home till 2. She's not coming home till 2. I wonder what I'm gonna do when I'm all alone inside. She won't be home till 2. She's not coming home till 2. I'm gonna sit on the potty, probably watch something naughty, have a by myself party, walk around in my naked body. I'm gonna dance and sing, then I'ma play the game, then open the fridge and drain, and I won't have to explain. Be lazy as can be, roll over and cut the cheese, remind myself I am the man. Oh yeah, I am. I be in the house, bro, but I don't be lonely. Chillin' in the house, bro. No, I ain't lonely.
I swear, yo, when the wife and the kids are gone, yo, other than the singing part, I probably do everything that dude just said. Hey, this is party time, man. Oh, I had to learn to lie. Because my wife would be like, she would go away like on a business trip or something like that. And she'd be, do you miss me? Yeah. I'm good for like 48 hours. Like for 48 hours, I am good. By the third day, then I feel out of sorts. But for the first 2 days, I eat what I want. Play video games all day. Ain't nobody said nothing.
I have Miss Foxy. That is not a lie.
Oh yeah,
good place, and I do be missing her. However, that does not replace watching my favorite wrestling show with the introduction on full blast on the TV and listen to the cheers of the. Oh, this is great! This is so great! Oh yeah! Oh, this is wonderful! Oh, I can't do that when she's here.
Okay, now that right there went to a different place.
Why did it go to a different place?
Because it sounded like you were talking the pornographic scene out loud. I was just trying to.
I said a wrestling show.
I know you did, but then you started going into, oh, this is so good. This is so great. Oh, this is so. That's not wrestling. That's wrestling, but that's not wrestling.
It feels like I'm there. It feels like I'm in.
I know. Feels just like they're just throwing it back. I get you.
But I don't want to go. And thing is, I totally agree with you. I can do a good.
Marlon, you can't make it 2 hours, bro.
No, I can do a day.
You miss your woman when she gone.
I might give you 4 hours. I give you 4 hours. That's half a business day. I think it's cute. I think it's just. Cool.
I love when Marlon needs company because Foxy is gone. And he's either worried, might be driving when it's really late. I love the way to see both of your loves expressed.
It's so cool. Yo, funny thing. You know, my daughter's in band, right? So one day, because my wife is just amazing with her and my youngest daughter, they volunteer at the football game in the concession stand. It's just awesome how they do that. I'm supposed to. I did it a couple times. I don't do it. So I don't do it. So I was at the house and they were at the game, but it was getting dark. Because, the game ain't over until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So my car, I know my car, but my car ain't the best car. She got the good car. Well, I had her car with me. So I had to drive to the football field, switch the cars out, and then go down there and hang out with them until it was over. But like those are the things that sometimes you don't get, a lot of credit for. But believe me, folks, guys out there, if that's the kind of thing, they notice. They do. And and that ain't why you did anyway. Don't do everything to get an applause. That goes back to what we were saying earlier.
Yes.
Marlon left us.
Marlon's just ditched us. Wow.
I mean, you think about it. It's been like almost 2.5 hours. He hadn't really had time to spend with Foxy. So, he had to go and give his boo a kiss.
Time to pour me another drink, but I didn't know. And I tell everybody they can find you.
You can find me at borelli.com. I actually want to take a moment to caution everybody. Yes, we are heading into winter. We are getting to points where temperatures are getting ridiculously low. But we also have new information that ticks, they don't dislike the snow. Let's say it's a really good insulator. They can stay underneath some leaves, some snow. They're just fine. They know where to hide. They know how to go into like a mouse den, and then they have food. They have shelter. They have everything they need. They are a round the year problem. And so I want to encourage people to have something like this. These are tweezers. They're double-ended. This is a tick remover tool. You can get it at chewy.com. You can get it at Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And just look for the tick tool. It is a wonderful thing because you can adjust to, if it's a small tick, you can get it with these really, really fine points. If it's a bigger one, the side works really well. And just don't let your guard down just because it's winter, because there could be snow on the ground, doesn't mean that they're not around. Protect yourselves, protect your loved ones, protect your pets, please.
And what she just said is super important for us down here in the Southeast because our temperature don't drop all the way down here.
Yes.
Not at all. We're literally in the early stages of November.
Mm-hmm.
And the temperature here was in the 70s.
Yeah, it was beautiful today. Oh my God, it was a beautiful day.
And I literally do remember one Thanksgiving going over my aunt's house for Thanksgiving wearing a t-shirt because it was like hot. Like it was like this is for not sure. So yeah.
I'm glad you raised that point because this goes back to when we were talking about the hurricanes. It's just a little pet peeve of mine. Mm-hmm. Stop going by what you think you know, people. Okay, like yes, we hear about global warming and all those things. It's true, but understand global warming is a climate thing, not a weather thing. Right. So, like, people are like, "Well, this is the warmest winter." Open a book or go to Google. It'll help you understand that we've had weather that does all kinds of different things. And
look at the Farmer's Almanac, isn't it?
That's pretty accurate too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like this, but people are like,
this is far. Look at weather services. Look at your weather news and everything like that, and realize that when they say this is the coldest weather, it beat out 1952. 1963, and it's like you're beating records that we wasn't talking about the climate then. Like we didn't even have names for climate control and all that other stuff in the 50s and 60s, but yet we're beating records decades ago.
Yeah, that's why I wish it's just a wish. It'll never come true because it's already the horse is out of the barn, as they say. But I wish the focus had been more on pollution and protecting the earth and protecting, because it's the only planet we got. So
Some of us tried, you know.
no, but I'm saying, like, I wish that had won the day over global warming.
Yeah.
Because if you take care of your planet, the ecosystem, then you will have taken care of global warming to the extent that we affect it, right?
Right.
But
Pollution
instead,
has a direct effect on climate.
I'm sorry?
Understand, pollution has a direct effect on
Yeah.
the earth, on the climate, and you know, understand why things happen, how we've come to today, but also, you know, like we have talked about in the past, this is not the first time that the Earth's temperature is rising. You know, these are trends that follow millions of years in the making. There's more to the story than just woof, we're hot this year.
Yeah, right. That's just my little pet. Like I said, that's like my pet peeve. It's just so annoying how much gut knowledge has become the thing, right? Like the experts can't be trusted and the scientists can't be trusted. I'm like, you think about the scientists, these are the nerds in your school who had like no social life. You really think they out for world domination sitting in a lab somewhere or staring at a computer screen? Will you stop it? The ones that are out here trying to mess with you are the ones you elected.
I really wanted to make that
Hear
point.
that?
The people that you elect and who you admire, who you idolize. Let's just be realistic.
Don't idolize politicians. Don't do it.
If everything come to fruition of everything that we said could go wrong with this planet, please best believe they're not going to take responsibility of what happened.
They'll be dead and gone. That's the other part.
Whoever it was saying for all these decades to stop doing. They're not going to take responsibility. They're not going to come on TV and go, oops. They're not that person. They're just going to go, well, if it was that bad, such and such should have stopped it. But they didn't. So,
yeah, you can always pass the buck. It's kind of like when you sitting here, like, okay, you need politicians because politicians are how politics can function. If you didn't have politicians, you would have like an anarchy and things like that. You need politicians. We just need to be more selective of what politicians we pick. You know, like we got some bad options, really, really bad options. And we have some really broken processes that give us the more garbage, you know, each year. But it's like, look at the machine and start figuring out how we adjust the machine so that you can have different outputs. But we don't want to do that because that's a 10, 20-year project. And we want something to change within 2 years. And that's a problem. That's a problem, folks. But in any case, all that aside, what we do in our own individual lives matters. Right? Don't throw your trash out your car window. Don't throw your trash on the sidewalk. Don't throw your trash. Like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it magically evaporated. If you threw it into the bushes, guess what? It's still in the bushes. Like, like
still there. Anyway, Diaz, tell everybody what
I don't know, man. You can't find me nowhere, man. You're right here. Just check me out. Check me out right here. Check me out right here. Right here. Radical Truth to Power.
You made a video today.
I did. I made a video today.
You did. I really liked it.
That was a great idea.
Don't know when the next ones will be because if Marlon, because you know Marlon has a very busy schedule. This is a very busy professional man over here. So if he's not available, then that means I probably have to record by myself, or I have to try to find one of my other homeboys and try to get one of them, and they're not accustomed to recording. So then I got to work with their schedule too. And if I can't get any of them, now you just got to listen to me. And I don't really like to record. So that means nothing happens. So no, don't go looking for me just yet. Let's get some videos on the channel that you can watch. Until then, I'm right here wherever his thing is, Radical Truth Power, that
thing.
thing.
All right, everybody. Tomorrow we're going to also do a it's not a lighthearted story, but it is a Reddit story. But we're not going to get into politics and all that other stuff because
No
politics on Sunday.
Huh?
No politics on Sunday?
Really?
Because we'll be back Tuesday. We'll be right back into. Trust me, Theas, you'll find a way. Trust me, you'll find a way to make it political.
I don't know.
We always do.
I think so.
Kind of over it. I already have my feeling of what kind of country we live in. Did I freeze again?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that's cool. I was just saying, Tuesday is coming. If you didn't already vote, then go vote on Tuesday wherever you are. Go vote.
And please track your ballot.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of people trying to mess with others' right to vote. So if you do mail in, track it. If you know, everybody should be able to put in vote the 2 letters of their state and then .gov, and you should be able to find out whether your ballot has been approved and tabulated. That's the important one. Has it been?
The Georgia guy who's over our elections here, not Raffensperger, the other guy, but he came out and he basically said, if you have not already mailed your ballot, do not mail your ballot. You're late. Go vote in person.
Oh.
Reason why is because there's a lot of games being played. So even though you mailed it on time, do you really want your vote to be subject to scrutiny?
And I literally will be talking about late. We'll be talking about this tomorrow, but I sent an article out to Anna and Thiz sometime this week about one of the polling boxes being set on fire in Washington State.
Yep.
So,
and Oregon. Yep. It's
I didn't know about Oregon.
Advocate for going to do the drop box and all that stuff because everybody can't, stand in line or whatever their situations are. Those are weird one-offs, but they're important. They're important because any ballot that's in that box has to be redone. That means if you don't recognize that your ballot didn't get logged, you think you voted and you didn't vote. So
that's why I say track your ballot.
And also something that I'll probably bring up tomorrow is my mom does polling every year.
Good for her.
1 year,
Much
she was the
respect.
person who got me the job. And you don't know the streets and everything of where I stay, and I understand that. But let's just say people was lined up all the way to the main street, and the polling place was off the main street. Foxy told me that she passed a library on where I grew up at, but she had to go get her father. And the polling place, the line started from the library and went about a block and a half up the street of people who voted. And my mother called me and said for the 2.5 weeks that she was working there, she alone by herself did over 1,000 people. I can't get the exact word, but by herself, she did over 1,000 people in 2.5 weeks.
And it's really cool because oftentimes, when we were early in the show, we were talking about don't lean to your own understanding type thing, your own little anecdotal views. Because like, for me, I live in what's much more diverse now than it used to be, but it's overwhelmingly like a lot of white folk by me. So early voting, 3 minutes tops. You walk in, you walk out, it's done.
That's great.
But where these lines are, Black folks and Latino folks, because on the surface, you think, well, look, they have an early voting location. They should be, go inside there and they got like 10 machines. I go in mine and there's like 30 machines and 8 people in there. Right. So
Well,
resources are not equal.
Well, the ones that my mom was in, it was 5 machines at most.
That's ridiculous.
It was,
but that's because they know what areas vote a certain way and they do things. So that's why it's like, if you can early vote, I always advocate for early voting, because you can go ahead. It's the exact same process that you would do on the day of, but you got more flexibility. You got more time. I suggest you do those things. It's too late now, whatever it is. All right. So Tuesday's going to come. We're going to go through our rigmarole. And based on how the election turns out, we'll determine what kind of person I am to y'all. Because if old boy wins, I'm not doing, like, I'll still come on here and hang out with y'all, but I ain't doing no more of this talk, because the game changed.
Yeah.
And if I find out that you, like, don't be as, like, if you one-on-one talking to me on video or in person, and I ask you, did you vote? And you him and haw, that tells me you didn't vote for Harris. So that's fine. That's your right. But the fact that you didn't vote for her, don't talk to me about politics. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk to me about when the buses show up and they start rounding people up and all the horrible stories that you'll see all over the news and seeing in your own neighborhoods. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So let's see how it turns out. Let's hope for the best. It's not like on Wednesday, if Trump wins, it's going to be like the sky's going to turn red and the lights are going to go out. It'll be much slower than that. But come on, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ.
I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Diaz. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Hey, you know, there's a chance that Lion Ted might actually lose. Let's see.
I'm looking at the Ted Cruz thing and wondering, because that's not far off. You got a chance.
And let's see if the white women actually show up and stay firm.